All right, with that, we are going to swing through some news. Alden, let's take a look at some of the headlines. Yes, not all, some of the headlines spin around the nation this past week, and then we'll dive where we want to dog paddle in the swampy water. Just swim around in that swamp that never gets drained. The most recent former president of the United States of America is still on trial in New York City. This civil case based around the former president's penchant for deceiving banks, insurers, and let's face it, those relatives you don't speak with anymore, by exaggerating the value of his assets, was full of explosive moments this week. This included Judge Engoron, who sounds like he really wants to help Frodo take the ring back, asking the defense lawyers to control him, and yelling at his attorney, Alina Habba, to sit down. We didn't see this because this is not on camera. This is followed by the defendant's own daughter, only 42 years young, Alden, taking the stand and pretty much answering, "I don't recall," to every question. A tragic loss of her mental faculties, it would seem. This week in Mike Johnson is a Problem, it was revealed that religious extremist and current Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson of Louisiana, doesn't whack one off without getting his son, sending his son a notification on his phone. We can talk more about the Covenant Eyes app later. I have some thoughts, a lot of different directions on that. But while the nation is focused on this resurfaced clip, it was revealed that the man pretty much in charge of keeping the government from shutting down in under a week, just a few days, has almost no listed assets. Johnson himself has explained this by describing himself as a man of modest means, which, if true, actually might endear him to a nation of people just trying to get by as well, including me. Your super chats go directly to my lunch today. But if it's a lie, and let me tell you, I just signed up for FanDuel to place a bet on this being a lie, it would once again unravel the myth that Republicans are for the working class, but the working class would be too busy blaming Biden for the gas prices and not OPEC Plus to see that, and of course not blaming the companies like Exxon touting record-setting profits. This past Tuesday was election night in America, which usually gets 92% less turnout than NBC's Football Night in America. And would you look at that? Turns out when you threaten to take away women's bodily autonomy and agency, they respond, and the youth respond, and most people respond. And don't tell Rick Santorum, but democracy does work. Andy Beshear won a second term as governor of Kentucky, and that he defeated McConnell and Trump-backed Daniel Cameron. Ohio voters overcame the stereotypes put upon them by jackasses like me and enshrined abortion rights into their state's constitution. And Virginian Democrats splashed their way to a mini blue wave, getting control of the state and essentially preventing Glenn Youngkin's desired abortion ban in that state. Also, the SAG-AFTRA strike finally ended, and this, combined with the recent end of the WGA strike, means pedestrian traffic just cleared up for me on my drives over Olive and Barham, which are the same street. Alden, don't question it, just go with it. Those are some of the headlines, Alden. We'll talk more about the strike and death, but where do you want to go first on our news discussion?